Hey everybody, it's Coach Pete with AcademicRecruits.com coming from the gym in Humble, Texas. Today's the first day of the recruiting period. I'm here with Chris Gaston of Houston Preps. He's got a squad. He also does a lot of development here in Houston, and he also does a lot of advising. A lot of kids come to him for help because they expect he'll give them an unbiased opinion and that he'll use his contacts to help them find a home. So Coach, the first thing I want to ask you is, first of all, thanks for your time. I appreciate you taking the time. You've seen a lot of kids make mistakes. And of course, you've seen a lot of kids make good decisions too. What are some of the mistakes or the pitfalls of the recruiting game that you see kids fall victim to on a somewhat consistent basis?
The number one thing is kids always want to reach for the highest level. And my advice is, if you have three or more schools recruiting you in that conference, then you probably can play in that conference. If you have one offer, if you have 5 offers in the lower conference, probably can go to a lower conference. That's my advice. I always go for the highest level, go for the best fit. Best fit. That's what I'm doing, best fit.
Now when you say fit, you go into a little bit more detail there. You're talking about the coach, the academics, the chance to play early. Maybe that school does a better job developing kids, maybe style of play. What all goes into fit?
I mean, it's a whole scope of things. I mean, first, number one thing is academics. You know, what does it offer you? You might go to a school, might offer a degree plan that you're interested in. The second thing is style of play. If you're a guy who likes to push the up tempo and this is a team that runs the Prince offense, that's probably not going to fit your style. Number three, I would say do your research, do your homework on the coach, on the school. How many players are recruiting into positions? Who's extra positions? They're juniors, seniors, or they're underclassmen. That means everybody wants to play. If you have 4 guys in the position, it's probably not wise to go to that school. So those are some of the things.
I think that's big. When you sit down with kids to advise them, we've already touched on this a little bit.
Right.
You're going to advise them, don't worry about level, worry about fit.
Right.
What are some other things you talk to them about, throughout the process to make sure they find the right one?
Weeding throughout all the recruiting talk. Everybody's going to say, it's probably not a good thing for coach always saying, you're going to come right away and start, because no coach can guarantee a prominent starting spot. This is McDonald's All-American type of player. So weed through the recruiting talk. I mean, really do your homework, man. Number one thing I say when you go on the business, talk to other players. Ask them how is the coach. You know, some kids have a temperament where they can deal with a coach who yells and screams. Some kids can't. I mean, you have to look into all this. How far away is it from home? You'll be able to come home on weekends. If you're in Wyoming or North Dakota, you're probably not going to never get a chance to come home. So if your family going to get a chance to see you play, you're going to get home sick. I mean, it's a lot of things. The culture, diverse culture, like you need to adapt to your surroundings. So all that plays a critical role.
So, in a nutshell, you advise kids to look at the big picture.
Yes.
Don't just say, don't get caught up in ACC, NBA arena, I'm going to bed. You need to look at the coach, the academics, the fit, and what you said earlier is important. Talk to the players, but not just the one hosting you.
Right.
You know, the coach is going to choose to put a kid who's very happy as the host of your visit.
Right.
The kids who are unhappy probably won't be that involved in your visit.
Right.
You do need to find them and ask what it's really like. And something that was recommended by, Brian there,
right.
He recommended in a similar interview, you can use Facebook to find out the truth from players who used to play for that coach,
right.
or players who transferred out.
The best thing, man, do your research, man. Do your homework. Every kid, every situation is different. No situation is the same. I mean, learn from your peers. Like you see, Houston kids, it's a high transfer right now.
There is a
very high transfer right now. So learn from your peers. Ask them. Don't be too big to ask kids that was you mean 1 grade, 2 grades before you. Why did you transfer? What happened? What is it like playing at the big school? I mean, learn from your other peers' mistakes. That's a big thing.
And then the last thing I want to ask you before I let you go, because you got a game coming up in just a couple seconds.
Right.
What are some things you see that kids can do to help themselves? Like obviously, you develop kids,
right.
Not just high school kids, but college kids, even pros.
Right.
So certainly, working on your game year-round is something you can do.
The number one thing as far as, getting the cut, first of all, you got to have your grades. GPA, SAT scores. You'd be surprised how many kids are seniors and don't even have the clearinghouse. So you got to have your GPA, SAT, clearinghouse. You got to have your grades. You can't play without that. You're looking at the JUCO or prep school. But as far as on the court things, coaches, everybody can score. everybody can dribble, everybody can jump, everybody can run. They're looking for how you interact with your teammates. When the coach subs you out, when you get fouled out, something, how you get your head down, or you arguing, they're looking for your temperament, attitude, hustle, defending, box. They're looking for all the little things, those type of things that help a coach keep his job at the next level. It's not all about skill, it's also about your character and how you are as a human being. It's very important to us.
Something that we try to preach is that the tie goes to a good kid.
Right.
Two kids are the same,
right,
ability-wise. The one who dives on the floor and is coachable and doesn't argue with the referee is probably going to have the leg up.
Right. But this coach is how they feed their family. So they're not going to take a risk on the kid who might go out and smoke weed, get into a fight at a club or a mispractice. They can go with the good character.
Unless the talent's good.
Yeah, well, if you have a Harrison Barnes or,
yeah.
you know, then that's a different story. But
if you're bona fide, people say one
that's
and done.
That's the 1%. Oh,
it's
0.001%.
Exactly. Well, Coach, I really appreciate it. You got anything you want to add before we sign off? I know you got a game.
Oh, no, man. Anybody watching these kids, man, dream big, work hard. That's my slogan I live by. Dream big, work hard, man. I mean, the sky's the limit. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. As long as you put in the work, the sky's the limit, man. So, appreciate you having me.
I totally agree with that. Understand that when your work ethic reaches your dreams, you're going to be a whole lot better off. Don't just have a dream without doing anything to help yourself. You got to work on your game. You got to return phone calls.
Right.
You got to go to showcases. You got to talk to. If you're working with Coach Gaston, you know you need to also ask other coaches in the area.
Right.
Be resourceful and do the best you can for yourself. You can't live your dream if you don't have a dream. But you're not going to attain your dream if you're not willing to work your tail off to get there. So, and realism is important as well. I'm not in the business of killing dreams, but a dose of realism is important also.
Yeah, you must be realistic. If you're a sophomore, junior, those Big 12 schools haven't started calling you by now, you're probably not a Big 12 player. Now, I'm not saying I've seen it happen, but once again, you must be realistic. You must be realistic. Yeah.
Coach, man, I really appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
No problem.
And you can email me, Coach Pete, at academicrecruits.com if you have any questions. And Coach's website is HoustonPreps.com.
HoustonPreps.net.
HoustonPreps.net. And like I say, there's a lot of really good work with player development. So feel free to check him out. And again, appreciate your time.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll be back out to another interview or some thoughts tomorrow. And good luck out there in July. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, brother.